what's going on out there, YouTube? This is SCL0320. This concludes my video marathon of posts today. This is the last review that I'm going to be doing today. I'm doing one on, or the last one on, Sword Art Online 2, Episode 4, Gun Gale. It was a really good episode. It bridges the gap between being really funny and at the same time being really strange. The name of the episode is GGO, which stands for Gun Gale Online. And this is the first time that Kirito is actually entering into this world. And so the beginning of the episode kind of has Kirito trying to size up stuff. But then I realized his voice has changed. And that's the thing that I had to get used to, because in the other one, the voice stayed consistently the same. He just kind of mimicked and looked like something else, which I'm going to get into. So as soon as he starts talking, and then you look up, he's got his long hair, and he looks like a girl. And that's how it opens up. And then you come to find out that he's not exactly a girl. It's just the avatar is mimicked after, I guess, girl-like features. It's really weird. Because this old guy, or not an old guy, but this guy, he was basically like, dude, like that's one of the rarest avatars ever. I don't know how you were able to get that, but I want it. I'll pay money for it and everything like that. And Kirito's like, look, I came from a different game. I traded everything over. I can't even do that even if I wanted to. The guy is like swearing up and down that it's a girl. And Kirito kind of leaves, and he's like checking himself. He's like, whew. So that to me defutes the fact that everybody claims that Kirito's avatar is a girl. Even in the Japanese version and in this one, the dubbed version, it basically leaves in the line that he's not a female character beyond what people believe, but the way he can be perceived is that. So all the guys and stuff like that, they're kind of hitting on him, and he's just freaking out. He's lost, and so that's when he kind of runs into Synapsis. And she basically kind of introduces him to the world essentially in different ways. Like she kind of tells him, like, these are where you need to go to get your weapons, you need gear. In addition to gear, you also need to make sure you have money. And he found out he only had like 1,000 credits because he started the game afresh. But his skill sets are still there. His speed, his strength are still there. And so she was like, look, I got a couple of things that you can kind of do. You can go and win money certain kind of ways. And he's like, what can I do? He's like, there's a casino game, it's a gun game. And basically you have to dodge what's called the bullet line. And in episode 2, that got introduced where Synapsis was kind of like in the line of the bullet line when this machine gun was kind of thrown at her, and she was able to avert it really well. As well as create it whenever she used her sniper rifle. And she kind of told him that the gun line is what the perception is, what we see. And so eventually she kind of also takes him to a gun range, and when he's actually using a gun, there is a burst of flashes that kind of happen. It's just like every other game that you used to have. Most games, if there's a sniper rifle, you can hold your breath, be able to study that. With this, she was like, the more, what did she say? The more that you study, I think, your heart rate, the easier it is. So I mean, I guess it can be perceived the same thing of holding your breath. But this game, this casino game, I was like geeking, because these guys, they were kind of like, man, like, I'm gonna do it. They try to go and beat this machine that has like multiple different bullet lines coming out. It's supposed to be one of the fast shots. And so the ranking of amount of money that people had to put into it is about, right, maybe 320,000. And the guy, of course, lost, but Kirito, he was kind of telling her, like, well, what can you do to be able to avert it or understand it? And she basically kind of gave him a rundown of it. And he just goes out there and tries it. And he messes, the first 3 bullet lines, he just stops them dead in their tracks. And then you realize that the robot, it modifies how it shoots. And Kirito dodged everything. And in addition to that, there was this one crack shot, this pinpoint laser shot, and there was no gun line, and he averted it and touched it. All he had to do was just really kind of touch it, and he won all the money. And so Synapsis was kind of like, how in the world did you dodge it, you know? And he was like, well, I predicted the bullet line. She was like, what? You predicted the bullet line track? And I was like, this is gonna be epic. I mean, just that small bit of time, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be something epic to see Kirito in this world. And then they go to finally, he has a lot of money, and the first weapon he kind of gets, he's like, well, I don't want a submachine gun, it's too much weight. I don't want necessarily just a handgun. I want something that I can attune to. And so he gets what do they call it there? They have a specific name for it. A photon sword or a laser blade. It's really a lightsaber, and it's a purple lightsaber, and he kind of grabs it, and like Sinon kind of watches him and how accurate he is with it and how steady and strong he is with his stance and everything, and she's like, wow, you're serious, you know. She kind of trying to feel him out because she keeps on asking questions of like, where are you coming from? He's trying to keep it really vague because he didn't want to bring her into the situation or worry her probably. Not just that he might not even trust her. But he does trust her to help him out with getting his gear because he has no idea. Like, she kind of basically got him a FM57 handgun with kind of like a lighter weight. So everything he's got is lightweight, from his sword to his gun, and you find out that he's a speed character, so it makes more sense for that. But towards the end, you find out that they're late for the BOB, which is the tournament they're trying to enter into. And like Sinon was like beating herself up, and you could tell like the anxiety was kind of rising up, you know. And she was kind of telling like there's no way of getting there quicker because like normally the only way of being able to kind of teleport like you would like in the other arcs, you'd have to kind of kill yourself and then you respawn where you want your destination to be. But you can't do that because HP doesn't drop in the zone. And so she's like, she didn't know what to do. So Kirito, like a G, gets on like this ATV and he just pulls her there, and she's like, how are you driving this? This kind of vehicle, period, is supposed to be seriously hard to even maneuver. And he was like, well, I just have a lot of practice with video games that are racing stance. And I was like cracking up because he was just like whipping that joint like a G. And she was like, yahoo! Like, she's like, go faster. And so that's how it kind of cuts out. The next episode, I kind of know, because I've seen it already, like it's going to be pretty interesting. So I'm going to wait until Saturday, and I'm going to give y'all insight about that. Maybe Joe and me will do that together. But I like this episode. It added weight, but at the same time kept the comedic thing there. Only thing I didn't like is the fact that Kirito in his mind sounded like an older Kirito, and then when he's in the game, he sounded like kind of like a feminine version of the same exact character. And I was like, man, that's just so distracting comparison to how it was with the non-dub version. But I get episode 9 and 10. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I am actually pretty tired now. I think it's like maybe 9:45. So I'm about to upload all these videos at once. Hopefully y'all do not hate me for uploading so much. I really appreciate all y'all subscribers, and this is the reason why I was doing this today, because the 1,500 subscriptions, I'm really appreciative of it. And like I said, this wasn't a burden. This wasn't anything that kind of, I'm tired, but this wasn't anything that was too much for me. I actually really enjoyed going back and talking about these because it's such a great series. And even like the other trailers and stuff that I've looked at today, they've been really entertaining. So it was really fun to interact with y'all. If y'all have any other suggestions of trailers or movies or anything like that y'all want me to talk about, feel free to do that. Another thing that I thought about is making it actually a vlog channel, just specifically so we can be able to separate the trailers and stuff like that. Or would y'all prefer to continue how I'm doing it right now? Can do that. Avengers coming out next week. I was debating maybe having like kind of like a open live review, maybe getting some of the gang together to do a collaboration. Either way, let me know what y'all feel like I should probably do. Any suggestion of any movies that are coming up or that have been already that y'all would like me to talk about, or me and Joe to talk about. Thanks for watching all these, and y'all are awesome. I pray many blessings upon you. Have a great night, great evening, great day. Whenever you're watching this, just enjoy your day. And I'm really thankful. And that concludes my review for GGO Episode 4 of Sword Art Online 2. SCL0320 signing out. Later.